I'm live. I'm hoping everybody can see me. And I'm going to start with her hair, actually, today. Normally I start with the skin, but I'm going to go ahead and start with her hair. And this is an image from Stamper's Delight. So I'm going to just go ahead and start. So I'm going to start with RV52. And I'm just going to lay down a little bit of color, just a little bit. And I'm just going to go like this. It's kind of just a little bit here and there. I'm going to lay down more color. Here, I'm going to move this. I put this on to protect the image. I kind of worry that somebody might steal the image from online. I would hate for that to happen. All the artists, they work so hard, you don't want that to happen. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. There we go. So this was RV52. And I just thought we could color along together. Kind of fun. So I'm going to take my RV93 and just bring down a little bit more color. I wanted to have a little bit of fun with her hair today. So I thought that I'd make her a little bit multicolored, like my students. I'd love to do that myself. I think it'd be fun. I used to have really short hair, and I would do really pretty colors on my hair. It's been a long time since I've done that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my green. So this is G000, and I'm just going to put some green in her hair. I'm just flicking. You can use whatever colors you want, whatever colors that you like. I just wanted to have a little fun with her today. Kind of been in a blah mood, so I just wanted some colors. And like this. Anyway, I'm in Southern Indiana, so where are you guys all from? Just trying to see if I could see on the screen. And I am going to take my next color, which is BV11. And I'm just, again, just flicking her hair a little bit. Not too heavily. I am heavy-handed, so I have to be kind of careful. So I'm just kind of flicking, just adding a little bit of darker color, just a little bit, not a lot. You don't want too much. Just going in here where her braid's at, back in here a little bit. Seeing her braids back in here too a little bit. Just flicking. You don't want to do too heavy-handed. It is my problem. I am a bit heavy-handed. So just kind of flicking it. This was a darker, more intense color, so I want to be careful. And then I want to go in, let me see, I don't have her blue, so we're going to put the B00. And just kind of go in with that. And just flick. Little short flicks. Just like you, even if you were doing her brunette, blonde, it's the same principle. Just little flicking. See, just flick. Kind of bring the colors all together. And if there's a particular color that you're wanting, maybe more pink, more purple, that's the one you're going to use more of. You just have to kind of decide. So just little short flicks. And it's the same principle if you were doing her brunette, blonde, redhead, whatever your choice is. It's the same idea. All right, so I want to do some pink in here. So I'm actually going to use the R30. And I'm just going to go in here like that. So I want a little bit of pink. So it just kind of all comes together. I just think she's so pretty. a little bit. Then you look at her and decide, is that enough, or do you want to add a little bit more? So I'm going to do it down here by her fringe. There we go. Right in there. So I'm pretty happy with that. I might add a little bit more after we get some more color laid down on her. But there's her hair. So I'm pretty happy. I'm looking to see. Hi Helen. Hi Janice. How are you? Trying to see who all. I had green hair when I bleached it, and I went for a swim. Oh, Kathy, because you had gone swimming. You know, I had my hair quite short not long ago. It's grown out now, but I had it quite short, and I had it bleached blonde. I'm a brunette. I really have dark hair, and I had it bleached, and we have well water. This is BV0 quadruple 0. We have well water, and my hair turned the ugliest color of yellow you could ever imagine. It was horrendous, and I thought it was like something I was doing, so I had it bleached again, which is quite expensive, and it's hard on your hair. And I bought some special shampoo, and it did it again, and then I found out it's the well water that it does that. It turns your hair. So I quit having it bleached. I'm just laying down the BV quadruple 0 as a base layer, just to get my colors going on her dress. Normally I do go darker to light, but her dress, to me, like this marker's in front, and I want it to be the main focal point, so I want her dress not to be quite so strong looking, if that makes sense. So now I'm going to use the V12, and I'm just going to kind of go in here and where I want some shading. But I don't want her dress to be the predominant feature, is what I'm trying to say. I want the marker to be the predominant feature. So I'm just going in lightly, just kind of lightly. And we're going to make a card. I'm going to make a card. I'm going to use a stencil background on this. Make sure I'm still in frame. I'm in frame. Yeah, a lot of people are going live, so the internet is really dragging. I don't know if anybody is noticing that in the different countries, but here in the U.S., I live in a rural area. We do not have the best internet anyway. And our electricity was off for several days. And there are some people still in town that actually do not have their internet back on, because it knocked down 72 poles, electrical poles, and so some people's internet is still down because they have to reconnect it to the poles that they were using. Like, I've had a friend now that she's had no internet for 10 days, V12. We're teaching online, you know, so it was really difficult because some of my students had internet and some didn't. And my students are all over the world because I teach ESL, but some of my students are here in town, and so some had internet and some didn't. Just very hard to keep them moving. We had to switch to online teaching because of the pandemic, and just kind of hard to keep them making progress. So all I'm doing is I'm just kind of going back and forth with my colors, because I want to give some shadowing, but like I said, I don't want her dress to be dominant. I want the marker to be more dominant. And so I'm just trying to lay down a little bit of color, and I'm trying to do it slowly, just kind of slowly, because I don't want, like I said, I don't want it to be the predominant feature. Now, and there's nothing wrong if you want it to be the predominant feature. I just wanted her marker to be more predominant. So, you know, it's kind of up to you what look you're going for. And there's no right or wrong way. You just color how you feel. And I'm in the mood for rainbows and lots of color. So even though these are pale colors, I have something in mind to make my background a little bit more colorful. So I want the marker to be a feature, and I wanted my background to be a feature. Okay, so I'm just kind of pulling this out. like that. And I haven't done her skin yet, which is odd because usually I do that first. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out just a little bit more and pull this down. Then I'm going to take a look at her, because you do want dimension along the back, but I don't want to overwhelm with all these different colors. So let me pull this out a little bit more, and this is V12. All right. I can't really see my messages, I'm sorry. I was wanting to know where everybody's from. I know some people are in the UK. We have a friend of mine's in Scotland. And a lot of us are here in the States. I was hoping the people that usually follow me joined in today. And I'm in southern Indiana. So it's interesting where everybody is from, I think. So I'm just kind of going back and forth with the color. I do want to have the dimension off to the around where her shoulders are at and where the skirt is. I'm just doing little tiny strokes. Okay, now you're gonna think, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna take yellow and I'm going to kind of wash it up like that. So there we go. I'm just adding yellow into her dress. Oh no, it seems crazy, doesn't it? But I think it all comes together nicely when I get done. And then I'm going to take my V25, and I'm going to try to do this very gently. I'm going to go in here where her trim is at and just barely touching it. Just kind of barely touching it. Now, I printed her just under 4 inches. I did her at 3.7 because I wanted her to fit on my card. But you could make her any size you want. That's the beauty of a digi image. You can make her any size you want depending on the size of the card you're wanting. So, kind of depending on the size of the card. Now I'm just kind of going in and I'm just doing a little bit of dotting because that's a pom-pom. And then I'm going to take my BV quadruple 0, which is pale thistle. I'm just kind of going in. So I wanted a little bit of to make it look like it's puffy. I went in there, and then I'm going to take my V12. See, I wanted her dress to look iridescent, similar to when you do wings on a fairy. That's what I was trying. That's the look I was trying to go for. That her dress was a little iridescent. Okay, let's do her skin. So I'm going to use my E000. And I'm going to first color her skin. Let me take this off now. I'm trying to stay in frame. Yeah, I am. I wanted to make sure I was in frame. So this is my E000, and I'm just going to lay down a base color, and then I will add some highlights to her skin tone. And I'm looking on my phone to see if I can see this live, but I cannot. I like to be able to see. I'm going to stand up for a minute. I love her hair. Oh, thank you. Hi, Dawn. How are you? I'm standing up so I can see people's comments because I'm having to look through my phone. So I'm just laying down a layer on her face. I'm just about out of ink. And I cannot find Copic marker ink. It's like everybody is out. Blick, where I normally order, they do not have the skin tones in. They only have like 6 colors in. I didn't know it was going to be so hard to get refills. I might actually have to order new markers just because I can't find the refill so I can continue doing skin. I am I will be upstairs in a few minutes, sweetheart. I'll be upstairs in a few minutes. Anyway, sorry. It's my son. There we go. He's not starving, believe me. He eats all the time. And my husband's upstairs. Okay, I'm going to take my E11 and I'm going to go around and I'm going to shade right up in here where her hair's at. And up in here. I just think she's such a pretty image. I'm going to come down. Anyway, I apologize. It's my son. He's 11. You know, he's got this thing. If he thinks I'm on the phone or I'm doing something, he thinks that you can't say no. And so he asks me at inopportune moments for things. And I actually had already fixed him lunch before I even came down here and had it on the table for him. So I promise you I'm not starving him. Okay, I'm just going around where I would have a little bit of darkness for her shadow. And I feel like her skin is a little blotchy because I am just about out of ink. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to go back in with my E00. I'm sorry, E01. E01 and just kind of go back and forth a little bit. There we go. What's funny is I feel like this color seems darker, and it's not. Unless they have the wrong ink in my refill, it's not, because I had just filled up a couple of these with the refills that I had. But I don't have one for this E01 that I need. So I'm just kind of going back in just a little bit. Now I'm going to go back again with my E00. Oh, no, with my E00. That's the one I want. E00. And I'm just kind of pulling it out. No, pulling it out a little bit. Just a little bit, because I want to leave a highlight. And her arm is a little bit darker back here because it's behind. And this one's in the front and over here. Because see, she's tilted. That's why I'm doing that. And over a little bit more. It comes together after you get all your colors down, but I know while you're coloring it looks a little harsh. There we go. See? Let's see. See, I like that. I think she looks pretty. And then I'm going to take my R30. Right here it is, to do her cheeks. So I'm just going to kind of go in just lightly, not too heavily, and then a little bit on her. There we go, a little bit on her mouth. And then I'm going to take my E11 and go over here by her nose a little bit. And I like to do a little bit around the eyes. See, and let's go back up by the hairline and just put a little bit more. And I hope people are coloring along with me. And I will put the colors that I use on my blog. I do try to keep it updated. There we go. See, I just think she's so pretty. I love her. I love her so much. I think it's so fun to do these images. Okay, so I'm going to do her eyes in blue. And so I'm going to use the B12. I actually like to use B14. Let me see if I can find. I like to use B12 and B14 together. But I don't know. I might have left my B14 upstairs. So what I'm going to do is I like to do just a little tiny smidge. See, just a smidgen. Just a little smidge. And then I'll take my B12 and kind of pull that out. And everybody, I noticed everybody does eyes differently. And I think they always come out looking so pretty. So, however you do your eyes, I think it's fine. I just think everybody has their own little technique that they use. I'm adding a little bit up here. There we go. See, I just think she's so pretty. Now, her button, let's put a little blue on her button. Like right here. just to bring in a different color. There we go. Kind of make her buttons stand out a little bit. And now I'm going to do her socks and her shoes. And then we're going to do her mark. Oh, we're going to do her ribbon too. See, she's got 2 ribbons. They're so pretty. Okay, let me see. I'm going to stand up so I can see my messages. Hi, Alonka. How are you? I love that name, Alonka. And Cheryl. Kathy. I have to stand up every few minutes so I can see my messages. Okay, I am going to do her ribbon. So I'm going to use yellows. So I have, this is lemon yellow. So I'm going to, and I'm using yellow because I really wanted her ribbons to stand out, because I feel like her hair, the colors are pale, and I did that on purpose. So I want the ribbon to stand out. So I'm using Y11, and that's why I have the yellow in her dress. I'm trying to tie it in. So I'm going back and forth, and then I'm going to take my Y06, come back in. I think Sundays, I enjoy Sundays because it's seems like even though we're all working from home and doing things from home, unless you're, you know, an essential worker and you're out and working, Sundays seem a little slower. So I enjoy coloring on Sundays. And I hope you do too. There we go. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit more. I'm going to take Y08. And I am using 4 colors on the bow, I know. Seems like a lot for such a small space. But I want it to stand out a little bit in her hair. There we go. And then I'm going to go back with my Y11. And then we're going to do her socks. And I'm going to do those in the yellow. So it all kind of goes together that way. So let's do her socks. So I'm going to take my Y08. And I'm just going to do the edges and like this. And then over here. Over here. Okay. And then I'm going to take my Y6 and I'm going to kind of go across. See, like that. Go across. There we go. So that way we have some dimension. I'm going to go back to my Y08 again. And you can use whatever colors you want. Depends on how you want your card to look. There we go. And now let's do her shoes. So I'm going to take, I have all my colors right beside me. Good thing you can't see everything because it looks like a big mess. Okay, I'm going to take my V25 and I'm going to just go right here on her soles. See, right here down by the bottom, and right over here, and just a little bit off to the side. And I try to do strokes when I do this because hard lines are hard to blend out. So now, and that was my V25, so I'm going to take my BV11, and just kind of go across a little bit right here, a little bit over here, and then I'm going to take my BV quadruple 0, which is Pale Thistle, and see, because I like to have a little bit of a highlight on the top of her shoe. So there we go. Let's see. Yep. There we go. I just think that's so pretty. Now, she has ribbons right here. So let's go back in and do these ribbons. So I'm putting the Y13 right here in the center because it's my stronger color. And down. See, I kind of go down. There we go. And then I take my Y11 and I'm pushing towards it. and kind of pushing towards it. And then I go back again. I think it's richer to do more than one coat. I'm going to go again. Off to the side, and this time I'm going to take my Y08 and go right here in the middle. Kind of building up my layers, or what I'm doing. Building up my layers, kind of going around. There we go. And come up here a little bit. And a little bit more there. There we go. Now, I think she looks so pretty. I like the multiple colors. All right, so now we're going to do her marker. And see, these are our markers here, right? So, I'm going to try to make this marker similar. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just take my marker like this, see? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the top. And I'm going to come, so I'm doing the top, and then that's W4, and then this is W3. I'm going to just kind of pull it like that. Alright, so I'm going to go back on my W4, because see, she's got Copics. She has Copics. And I'm going back. There we go. Now, let's take this W3 and do right in here, and right here, and right here. Alright? Now, so I got my W3. I'm going down the side, and down the side. And you don't have to be real precise, because you're going to blend this out. So I'm going to take my W2. This is W2. Now you can make this marker any color you want. I just thought make it look similar to my Copics. I'm going to pull this out. I'm just kind of pulling it out. Up here by our hand. Pull this color out. And pull it out. I'm trying not to rotate her, so it makes it a little harder for me to color. Sorry. And then I'm going to take my W1. And I'm going to go this way. See, I'm pushing towards my darker. See, pushing towards it. Instead of pulling my dark out, I'm pushing towards it. And over this way. Okay. So pushing towards it. There we go. Now I'm going to put a layer over the top. So I'm coming back over here and putting a little layer over the top. And then I'm going to push back towards it again. See, gives it a nice kind of rounded look. And I'm going to come back up here. And I'm just where the raised part of the marker's at. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to come back. There we go. A little bit more, just so we have a little bit more dimension there. Coming back down, there. Back down. And you can go over your ink as many times as you feel is necessary to get the effect you want. All right. So there we have her. I just think she's so pretty. I'm going to see what comments there are. Hi, Jackie. How are you? Hope you're having a good Sunday. All right. So I think she's so pretty. I'm going to hold her up a little bit. I just think she's so pretty. But what bothers me is when I don't know how to get my scan and cut to cut on the inside. I don't like that. I don't like that look. And so what I typically do is I take a color I'm not using and just kind of go in lightly. See right here? I don't know. I don't like a white background. There we go. So I just kind of lightly go in. And it's just I don't know, a pet peeve. I don't like a white background. All right, so we are going to make a card now. I just think she's so pretty. I love her. I love Stamper's Delight. I've been following them for a long time. It used to be Scrapper's Delight, and now Stamper's Delight, which I think is such a fitting name. All right, so let me just see. I'm standing up again so I can see if there's any messages. I do need a silhouette. I have been trying to find a silhouette, maybe. I don't know what one to get because I keep looking and there's like 4 different models. So I'm not sure which one to get. This card is a 5.5 by 5.5 card. And I am just matting my background. Yeah, so I've asked people, I don't need one that cuts, you know, like fabric and all that stuff. I just want one that does makes the sentiments and does all the cute things that people are doing. That's what that's what I want one for. Okay, so I matted this card, but I'm going to bring over this paper. And this is that Nina cardstock. And I use this when I do sentiments. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a little bit of a background. So I'm just looking for my stencil that I had. So let me grab my stencil. And then I'll show you what we're going to do. Of course, I put my stencil away, I think. I put my stencil away. I wasn't thinking. So let me grab another stencil. Let me figure out what did I do with my stencil. I had it like, oh, here it is. Here it is. I put things away so I could do my live, and then I don't know what I did with it. I thought I would do these polka dots. So that's what I was thinking. Do these polka dots. So I'm going to put my stencil down like this. And I got this little brush from Amazon. It's just a cheapy little brush. Now, I'm going to put her on top. So I want my lighter colors over to the left. So I'm going to take, this is Distress ink. This is the Victorian. And I'm just, I put it on and I'm just like this. I'm just kind of, just circular motions. And yeah, it's going to get on my little piece of paper that's underneath, but that's no big deal. Now this is Spun Sugar. The other one was Victorian Velvet. This is Spun Sugar. And what I do sometimes is I put it on the lid so I can kind of see it. Okay. I'm just going to continue on. So this is a little bit lighter. And that's what I wanted. So now I'm going to take Fossilized Amber. And I'm just like this. And that's a more intense color. Go over like that. And then, you see I'm a messy crafter. This one is Blueprint Sketch. Blueprint Sketch. So just like this. Blueprint Sketch. Now you can use whatever colors you want. Now I'm going to use my Squeeze Lemonade, which is my very favorite color. I love this one. Just kind of in the middle. And this just blends it together. There we go. All right. Now you can put whatever colors you want. I love these Distress Oxides. I think they're nice. Now, I'm going to take, this is a Spectrum Noir, and it is crushed velvet. I'm just lightly adding some purple in, just kind of randomly. There we go. Okay. Now, you probably should take this down. I'm holding it down with my hand. Okay, so here we go. So it gives it a kind of a nice effect, and I like that the polka dots are different sizes. Stencils are fun. I have a beautiful one that is from Jamie with Sweet Cinnamon that I often use, but I had recently used it, so I didn't want to use it again so soon. And see, this color I think goes with the matting. That's why I picked it. Okay, and then I have some ribbon, and I am going to, and I'm not responding to comments, I know, because I have to stand up to see my phone. Normally I have my phone where I can see it, and what I do is I take my ribbon and I use my washi tape to hold it in place. And these are my little scissors that I use for ribbon. So I take my washi tape to hold it in place. What I do is, you know how you get rolls of washi tape and some you like and some you don't? I use the ones that I don't like, because I don't want to waste the ones I do like. So I just hold this in place like this. See? Like so. Yeah, if you guys have a suggestion about a model of the silhouette that's a good one, I can't get it right now because, you know, things are a little uncertain with jobs and things right now, but when life gets back to normal, I'd like to get one. So there we go. And I am going to, this is art glitter glue. It's my favorite. So I'm just going to pop this on. And I try to put it even where the ribbon's at because I want it to stay. There we go. And I actually want my card to open this way. See, this way. So let's put this on. And I wanted the pinks on this side because of my ribbon. That's why I did that. Now, I tied this before I got on because I'm really bad about, I have fat fingers. So when I try to do this on a live, I don't know, doesn't work too well. Now this is Fabric Fusion. It's a glue. You could use your hot glue gun. I just worry about, I say this all the time, blowing my fuse down here in the basement. My husband would not be real happy with me. So I use this Fabric Fusion, and it, man, it holds. There we go. Now, I have, see, the colors that I selected for her really go good with the dots. And that's why I played around with her for a couple of, try to get the colors that I, and we're going to pop her up. So these are just little adhesives. So I wanted to pop her up. The way she stands out. I have her right here. And then I took a sentiment from the Digipack. But what I thought, okay, so I'm going to add that on. But before I add that on, now I can see where I have all my, where my stencil went over. Now, before I add it on, I thought that it'd be fun to kind of color this in. So this is my BG49. This is like my favorite color. So, of course, I have a little bit of glue on my hand. So what I'm going to do is just going to do a couple of colors. Not going to do lots of different colors. So I'm just doing right here where I kind of want to shade, and we're doing this quick, so it's okay. The ink's not going to dry too much. So then I'm going to take my BG45 and just kind of go around. Like I said, I'm kind of a messy crafter, and I also do things on the spur of the moment. Sometimes they work out okay, and sometimes they don't. So I'm just going around, and a little bit here. And then we want to do our other letters. This is my favorite. I love this color here. So pretty. I love alcohol markers, actually. I love coloring with them. So I'm just putting down a couple of layers. Because see, you still want some highlight in there. Okay, so BG45. There we go. And now let's do our other letters. So I'm going to pick, let's see. This is where, see, it's spur of the moment. It's a bad habit I have. I often kind of do it at the spur of the moment. So I'm going to use RV13 and RV11. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of go in where I want it a little bit darker, a little bit of a highlight, like that. And then I'm going to go in with my lighter color. And I wanted this to stand out a little bit more than the image. There we go. See, and you go around and you pick up the color. Just kind of go around and pick up the color. Now, I did play with this on my computer, and I was able to colorize this, but I don't know. I like coloring with my markers, so I decided not to do it that way. There we go. So now, let's take this, and I'm going to add it like this, along the side. And then I thought this would like the perfect image to give to either a friend that loves to color, or maybe a little girl. Kind of fun. So I'm just taking my adhesive, and actually what I normally do, I'll show you what I normally do, because a lot of cards that I've given my friends, I've noticed the adhesive kind of dries off, so I always put a little dab of glue. There we go. Now I just wanted happy colors, so now you could do this in maybe the yellow. You could do it in the yellow if you wanted. I just wanted to do something bright and cheery, because I think, I don't know, I've been in the doldrums a little bit lately. I feel like now that I'm working from home and I'm doing schooling from home for my son, and I have our baby, you know, I'm doing 3 jobs at one time, I feel very stretched. So a little bit in the doldrums. So I wanted bright, happy colors. So that's what I was thinking. So I'm going to look at my messages and see. Hopefully everybody's still on. I'm not sure. But thank you for joining me. I'm looking. I think it's, you can see. I think you can see. Let's see. It says something about might as well be learn it from my mistakes. Might as well learn from my mistakes. I was trying to read the messages. Oh, Jackie says, when you decide, I will be happy to help you get started. Someone might learn from my mistake. Oh, I think she's talking about the silhouette. Yes, I really think it would be wonderful to have one. I know that Dawn and Jackie do the best. They do such cute embellishments. I'm going to kind of go out a little bit so you can see that. They do the cutest embellishments. So there we go. There she is. I wanted her dress to be iridescent, and I think it came out where it looks iridescent. What I often do, if I have my marker with me, it might be upstairs, I like to put the sparkles, the clear sparkles over the top, and I think that gives an even more iridescent look. But I think I have that marker upstairs. But I sometimes would put that over her dress to kind of give it a, like it glistens that way. And what little girl doesn't like shiny, glistening things, right? Okay, well, I thank you for joining me. I know Sundays, maybe there's not a lot of people that get on, I don't know. But that's okay. That's okay. We had fun. And I will post the image, the video of the image. But isn't she pretty? I love her eyes. They just pop. I think these are just the sweetest, cutest images. Oh, you know, before I let you guys go, let me see if I have my other one that I just finished nearby. Oh, I don't. I was going to show you another card. Oh, yeah, I do. This is one I did last week. Let's see. I just think they're so, I love these images. I love their eyes. I just think they're so pretty. Just adorable. So, okay. Well, I will see you guys again next month. Oh, my baby. Somebody asked how old my baby is. My baby will be 2 years old May 24th. I have a 2-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 19-year-old. So life is busy. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.